Head coach Mike Vrabel. On if he thought the hit that caused wide receiver Khalif Raymond to fumble was a hit to the head against a defenseless receiver. I did, but again, they didn't see it that way. That's what happens. It's fast, it happens quickly. Again, it's about player safety and about when the player becomes unprotected. There's a certain time completing the process of the catch, and it's a fine line. On if wide receiver Khalif Raymond was knocked out during that play. I know that he was down on the ground. I don't know what his status was before I got out there. When I got out there, he was fine and talking to us. On if it is an unusual feeling to lose a hard-fought game and still have another opportunity next week. Sure. I think just the approach that the playoffs have started essentially for us, because when you get into any kind of playoff, when you win, you move on to the next step. When you lose, you're done. I think that's really where we're at right now. On his thoughts behind running out the clock at the end of the first half with 3 timeouts and 2:05 left on the clock. That they were getting the ball in the second half, and we just wanted to make sure that we were sound and smart with the football. We got a first down there I think, but we weren't able to sustain. That's what the thinking was that you want to be smart with the football and go down and score points, but you also don't want to leave Drew Brees and a couple of timeouts and 1 minute and 45 seconds. On how he thought running backs Dion Lewis and Dallin Dawkins performed while running back Derrick Henry was inactive in today's game. First of all, that was an organizational decision that we thought was best for the football team. We try to make every decision with the team's best interest in mind. There's a lot of guys that stepped up and took advantage of their opportunities. Dion Lewis, Dallin Dawkins, Tajay Sharp, Derek Robertson. Nigel Harris got to play on special teams. That's what this league's about, guys taking advantage of their opportunity. On if he expected to see Saints cornerback Marshon Lattimore travel because of Titans wide receiver A.J. Brown. Yeah, probably. He had done that, and I think that we were expecting that. That's what you get when you start playing well in this league, and they have other players that are very good, that's what happens. On the kind of week he anticipated for running back Derrick Henry's health now that the team is in a do-or-die situation. I think that, first of all, nobody respects the effort that Derrick puts forward for this team more than me, not only in the conditioning to get his body right to be a runner that can withstand the pounding of an NFL season. I fully understand what that toll and rigor is. You can only hope that it would help, and that's why we made the decision that we made. On the effort early in the game to get the ball into the hands of Jonnu Smith and A.J. Brown with Derrick Henry out. Well, I think that's something you always try to do, whether Derrick Henry's involved, it's just guys that can help you. You know, I think some of those plays are certainly not going to get noticed, but I know that Michael Pruitt and Taylor Lewin had great blocks and great adjustments on the pressure. They pressured right into the one that A.J. Brown was able to score on, and that was probably the most difficult look that they could have gotten, and they both blocked it very well. To be able to get Jonnu Smith free like that, you have to be able to sell the lineman the action, and the lineman did that with the pads down. Jonnu continues to improve and got his eyes around, got vertical when he caught it. On the issue with kickoff coverage. It's hard to see, but here's what happens on kickoff coverage. You need a great kick, like punt coverage, and then you need guys that are able to run down there, avoid without slowing down, and then we've got to finish on the football. Then you've got to be able to keep leverage and try to bend it back. So again, we'll look at that, and we knew that was a strength of their football team. They have a returner that's very confident in what he's doing. He brought it out 5 deep, and that's certainly something we'll have to look at and continue to work on. On waiting on the result of the Houston game to decide on making RB Derrick Henry inactive today. There's a lot of things that we kind of go through to figure out when we're making decisions. I would say that that's probably something else that factored into the decision. On what he liked that outside linebacker Derek Robertson did today. It looked like he factored. It looked like he played fast. He flashed, and you know, again, there was a lot of times where we were executed the keys and understood what we were trying to do as far as disrupting the timing of the quarterback and getting guys into the pocket and hitting receivers. You know, we dropped 2 passes. He really threw us one to Kevin Byard, and Tramaine Brock was there on the other one. You've got to catch the ones they throw you. On being frustrated after closing the score to 3 points and they would answer. I mean, it's just not good enough. You can give up big plays and missed tackles, the execution. You have breakdowns where our guys aren't on the same page. Yeah, I think that that's frustrating when I think that our offense to come back and answer, close the gap like you said. We get them down there and try to hold them to a field goal, and they were able to score again. On the energy and effort of the team. I love the effort of our football team, you know. I know that they're going to fight. They're going to compete. We came out. We did some things very well. We got a lead, but no lead is safe against a team that's got the type of players they have that are led by the quarterback that they have. Just unfortunate when officials tell you they've missed calls on touchdowns. I'll leave it at that. You've got to do a better job of not letting them get the touchdown. It's hard enough to stop them as it is. On yardage total of 2 excellent receivers the last 2 weeks and having to be better in that regard. The guy just broke the all-time record. We'll have to do a better job the next time we play a guy that's got the all-time record for catches.